Hey guys, Olaf here from LSE. So today, as promised, we're gonna work on the track bar of a Jeep Grand Cherokee 1999 to 2004. I already did the hassle of removing pretty much the track bar, which you can see laying here right now. The bolt, which sits on the bottom left. Actually, that is this one. It's a 15 millimeter. The top one is actually an 16 or 18. Let me double check quick. 18. It's an 18 millimeter nut. The bolt itself has this flap in the back, and so this flap is actually a stopper. So it will turn. You think, oh, nothing happening, it's free spinning, till this lip is actually hitting the frame one way or the other way. And this is how you can actually tighten it without having anything attached to the rear. As you can see, this is manufactured this way. This bolt is in very good condition, no wear, no tear. The down one, some wear and tear, but most of it is actually rust. So I just have to clean it from the rust so that it actually goes back threaded without a problem. A hard, very, very hard time to actually get this bolt off. So I didn't want to bug you guys with wrestling for 30 minutes with that, with a breaker bar. And what I ended up doing was using a socket on top, put the breaker bar in, and it just had a 2-foot extension breaker bar pretty much, and started turning at 1/8, got the socket back off, turned it a little bit. This way I had the right angle for the breaker bar to get it completely loosened up. Once I had it loose, I was able to actually remove it with a shorter ratchet version of with the same deep socket. You're gonna need a deep socket on the left. On the right side, which is the driver's side, you can actually get away with just a normal wrench and a second wrench hooked into it. But what I'm talking about is actually the replacement, because this is what death wobble causes a lot. When you look at the one here on this side, this one is press fitted, as you guys can see. Let me zoom for you guys a little bit better in with the camera now, so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. So this is actually press fitted in, so it's a very, very tight situation. But the problem is this one is actually pretty. This one is not worn out. I still want to replace it with a replacement kit, but the other side is worn. It's already starting to break. I hope you guys can see it. I have to look over in the camera a little bit. So it's already starting to break and separate. The bushing is already having play. And as you can see here on the other side, it's already starting to retract. So there is your problem for your death wobble. So what we're going to do is we're going to take you guys back out, because what I've done is I got a replacement kit for these bushings from MOOG. Came with the label number on. I have the box inside. I'll show it to you guys in a second. Forgot to grab it. This bushing is made in the United States, so good old USA. So when I open it, you guys can see actually that it is the case. And these are very hard rubber, and you can see there it says made in USA. So this is one thing and these fit very snug into it, reducing pretty much all the play you have. And they are going to be pushed in, and they have a rubber spacing on both sides long enough so that the eye itself is not moving back and forth and it's riding correctly on it. So let me try to see if I can remove it. I might have to use the shop press to press the existing one out. Let's see if we get this one out. Yeah, this one is already rusted and eaten up here in the inside. I'm pretty sure the inside of that bushing is already starting to come loose, because I feel play. I feel that it's actually, yeah, starting to break already apart. So that should be easy to be removed. It's press fitted in on both sides. So I'm going to take it over to the shop press and press those two out quickly. And then we're going to get the new ones fitted in. The new ones, they fit a little bit different. So you have your brass setting in the center, and then the rest of the bushing is on the outside, which gives you the additional strength. This way you don't have to do a complete press fit, but they will be sitting very firm. So let me shop press those out quickly. What I do is I use one of my sockets and put it in the shop press and push from the top out. You can see that there's one ring on one side and it's flat on the other side. That means there's a stopping ring, so you can push it out the other direction. Same as on this side, as you guys can see. So I have to push it out this way. This is actually a lot better once I have these new ones in, because they sit a lot tighter. They're sitting more on the outside, so they will withstand a lot more traction and movement, where these sitting inside, and because they are inside, the bushing starts to twist and shake more, and that wobbles it loose. And as we can see, this is the original track bar. Still has the Daimler Chrysler symbol here pushed on. So this track bar was in for 200,000 miles in the vehicle without being any work done to it, which is quite remarkable. Normally you have to replace those every 50,000 miles to stop your death wobble to happening, sometimes even earlier when you do serious lifting. But let me take it into the shop quickly, which is in the back. I don't have any light there right now because I'm remodeling. So, and just press those out and then show you guys how to get these installed. Okay guys, I did the first test, so sorry for that. I pressed the old fitting out, as you guys can see, out on this side. But I already put the new one in, and it's a very tight fit, so you just put it on there, use a hammer, and it fits right in. Now you have your new fitting in, and all you have to do is to get actually now this also through here. There you go. Now you have your new, very tight fitting bushing system installed, and it fits very tight, very flush. So once you put it in, it will be sandwiched between two metal plates, and therefore sit a lot tighter than the factory, which is more short. If you think about it, you have over a 1/4 inch. Let me see if I can use a measuring stick here. So the edge sticking out is 5/8 actually sticking out on each side. Yeah, 5/8. Where on the original side, which is still here, it's only sticking out like maybe 2, so a quarter. Yeah, maybe a quarter. So it's a much tighter fit. I'll get back to the shop press. I had some issues with the shop press. I had some air in the system. Got that bled. But now I have to figure out how to get this squeezed out, because I have to press it out like so, and my support is going to be in the way from the curvature to be supported, so I can press it down here. Might have to put something underneath here in order to have enough uplift support for that. Okay guys, quick update. So what I've chosen to do, I hope you guys can see it. So I cut it off with a flex so that that ring is not in my way. I barely touched the cast, so everything is good. So let me now push it out. Alright guys, so I finally got it out. One side came out just fine, barely any problem, but the other side became a nightmare. I had to use at the end, yes I know it's a chrome socket, but it's a gear wrench, and I actually didn't got really dinged other than 2 little nicks there. The rest is perfectly fine. It's a 1" 1/16, and with that I was able to pretty much fit through it and get it all pressed out nicely. As you can see, it twisted as I was pushing it. Somehow whoever put it in kinked it. So I got first out the rubber just on its own, and then I had to push out the metal housing pretty much on its own. But that's all done now. So now we are back to the install. It's pretty much the same principle there. This is pretty much recycle for steel. You just put it on, give it a nice whack, and on it is. Same on this side. And fits all snug in. Now we go from the other side again and just tapping in. The reason why I was soft in between is so that it can actually line up the pin with the other piece. There you go. And now both sides are ready to be reinstalled. I'm gonna have to clean this up a little bit. I'm gonna use steel brush to get the rust out and spray lubricate it quickly, and then pretty much reinstall the track bar. So thanks guys for watching again. Please like and subscribe. There are more videos to come about the Jeep. Things how you can tackle them. And I'll give you also a review update on how these work from MOOG. I'm gonna put the products in the description so that you guys can buy it directly from Amazon, which is for me just an affiliate link. I get a couple % out of it, which doesn't cost you as the customer a single cent. It actually comes out of the seller's service fees, which also for the seller the price doesn't change. It's just that Amazon gets less of a profit. They have a certain percentage they charge for every part they're selling through Amazon, and so for an affiliate you get a small percentage out of that. Again, thanks for watching, guys. Have a blessed day.